Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to wherever you may be. Welcome to the Rainbow Pitch League, and welcome to the Top 8. Season 3, we've done it. We've gone through Swiss, 7 fantastic rounds of action, and here we are. We have 8 of the best. Are you excited?
I'm super excited. Yeah, I'm ready. I'm really excited. This has just been such a fun year of the league to watch. I love watching new people just come in, and people that we haven't had top 8 before. It's really just fun to watch players' journeys and get to know these new players. And this season, our undefeated number 1 seed, which we are featuring today, is May on Katsu, which is just I don't think anyone would have thought going into top 8 our undefeated would be a Katsu. So that's super exciting. It's just moments like those that make this so exciting. Are you excited?
I'm so excited. We have a Prism game. No, but for real, the thing about the Katsu deck, and specifically with this format, this tournament, how it goes, we allowed cards to be added as they got introduced into the card pool of Classic Constructed. We didn't actually remove anything, hence why Azalea was legal for this format, but specifically there was an Armory deck that came out in the middle of this event, which is super impressive. It gave a whole bunch of power to Katsu, but that also means that May was playing with an underpowered deck, quote-unquote, for the first half of the Swiss. And she still managed to go undefeated to be the number 1 seed. So, props to her. Super excited to see. I'm using the word excited a lot. But, this Katsu deck's kind of taken this tournament by storm. She was actually a last-minute participant in this event. Signed up, I think, literally within the last few hours of it. Pushing us over to 125 participants. And, of course, on the other end, we have Tilly on Prism. It's no secret whatsoever that that's my favorite hero in Flesh and Blood. Forever, basically, since the characters come out. And I'm very partial to these heralds. We're gonna, I imagine, see quite an aggressive matchup.
Yeah.
These heroes...
Sorry.
No, you're good. These heroes, they can block fairly well, so there might be some blocking, especially because there are poppers, obviously, in the Katsu deck. And the other thing that we should make clear, I guess, is that prior to this event, it's been a fluid decklist situation. Players locked on a hero, and they were able to change the cards as they wanted, if they discovered they didn't like a certain card in their deck. And we kind of trusted people not to metagame too much with it, more just make changes to make yourself feel happier with your deck. But for the top 8, it's locked, and the players know each other's deck lists. So they had a chance to look at each other's heroes, see what they're playing, decide on their deck list. So this is going to be a very tight metagame in this case. And yeah, we have full information, the players have full information, and we know that there's 7 poppers that are going to be staring directly at Tilly's heralds. That's where I was going with that. So Herald of Triumph is going to have to do some work to get around these 7 poppers, and if she's forced to block, and then a popper comes in at an opportune time, that gives Katsu the perfect opportunity to kind of swing the tempo back into May's favor. So, I'm curious to see how this goes. And
Yeah, me too. It's just been a really exciting meta. I think that the meta changes we made to the league this season have been really fun to watch it play out for all the reasons that you mentioned. And now it's where everyone's playing really face up. We know these deck lists, the players know each other's deck lists, and there's no more changing them. So, should we jump into it? Anything else we need to mention?
Don't skip past the sponsor video that's coming up after this.
Alright.
Keeping up with Flesh and Blood finance is one of the most stressful things that I can think of. I'm so bad with money, and honestly, finding a deal and then trying to figure out whether it is actually a deal or whether I'm spending too much is something that I just don't really want to deal with, even though I really should. Thankfully, TCG Ted does all of this work for us. Ted meticulously breaks down all the hottest cards and checks their values and trends to make sure that you can make informed decisions. But not only that, he also does case breaks so that you can get your pack opening fix from the comfort of your own home. Ted has been working with us now since the first league, so we're once again so proud to announce that we're going to be celebrating our community again thanks to his support. If you want to learn more about Flesh and Blood Finance from a friendly face, please make sure to check out TCG Ted on YouTube. His link will be down below. Thank you to TCG Ted for the sponsor. And welcome back to the Rainbow Pitch League, where we are here in the top 8. We have Tilly Dakin, the number 8 seed on Prism, and then we have our number 1 seed, undefeated, out of nowhere hero, Katsu, played by May. Sorry, I was gonna say it, yeah. Played by May. And it looks like May's chosen to go second here, being the top seed. She got the choice, and she's put Tilly going first with wanting to kind of reclaim that tempo and hopefully be able to block out this first turn. But we're starting aggressive with a 1 for 6. This is a Wartune Herald coming in 6 go again with 2 cards in hand. And it looks like we're getting a turn 0 pop already with this Enact Vengeance, sorry. But Wartune Herald being the perfect Herald in this instance with the floating resource, but it looks like Tilly's happy to just let that go, arsenal a card, and draw back up to 4. Interesting equipment to note here. We have the Hardened Cross Strap on May's side as opposed to Tunic, which really suggests that she's planning to be quite aggressive here, especially with things like Innate Vengeance, Command and Conquer. The things that are poppers usually, if you want to apply them aggressively, but don't have the pitch for it, like that's a great way to get that. Or of course just start off the Surging Strike kind of combo with that. And of course also the Mask of the Pouncing Lynx, as opposed to Mask of Momentum, just really trying to force the aggression with this list.
Yeah, it looks like we are going to start off with a Surging Strike. This, of course, is a great chain opener. This is coming in for 5. I believe that looks like a red. And this is just like 5 go again. So really good like way to start your turn as Katsu, as May. Just 5 is low-key a lot of damage. Just to have a 5 going in. Here we go. I mean, you were just talking about how May is clearly wanting to be the aggressor here, and she is showing us that.
And 5 being a super awkward number to block as well. You have to give up 2 cards to kind of prevent the Katsu trigger, but then you also risk... well, you lose a point of defensive value if you're blocking 2 3s, of course. And, you know, sometimes they don't necessarily have the combo, sometimes they do, it's hard to tell, and that's what makes Katsu such a difficult hero to play around. And May flexing a little bit. Just a little bit, using this Marvel Katsu to represent the Katsu trigger.
Yeah, the Marvel Katsu. It looks like a Gust Wave of the second wind was put into grave, and a Whelming Gust Wave was grabbed. Is that correct, or am I totally
Yeah, Whelming
wrong?
was the one that was searched for. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, and the Gust Wave of the second one was
the one discarded, yeah. And here we are presenting 4 go again on hit draw card. A classic Welcome to Wraith combination of cards right there. Again, super difficult to block this. You need to give up 2 cards if you don't want this to hit. But at that point, maybe it's kind of worth it. Maybe it's not. Maybe you're just gonna take 4, let May draw a card. And like Tilly might be doing this to try to reclaim some tempo. Not able to deal any damage at the start of the game. Clearly wanting to apply pressure. Are we? This is a Bonds of Ancestry.
That is a Bonds of Ancestry.
And if there's anything we know about cards with the word bond in them, they're pretty powerful. This one previously being banned, I think. There's a non-zero chance that we're going for a Dishonor line here. I think we have that. No. It's the wrong gust wave, isn't it?
Well, it was the gust wave of the second wind was banished from graveyard, and then it looks like deck was searched to get a second one, of course, off of the bonds effect. And
this is a huge damage line. Okay, we're not going for the dishonor line here, I believe. We are just going in for a lot of damage.
Yeah, just a ton of damage.
Tilly choosing not to block any of that, choosing to take 18 damage instead, to keep a 5-card hand. And with no soul, this is kind of what you need to do if you're Tilly, just to kind of stay in the game. Which sounds weird, like she just took a lot of damage, but like the Figments will flip. They will be able to give her some life buffer as the game goes on, but you just need that soul to kind of get your engine going in the first place, and the fact that she wasn't able to claim any soul? Generate any soul in the first turn of the game makes that a bit more difficult. And May going to punish her for not blocking here. We have the activation of the Breeze Rider Brutes, not Snapdragon Scalers.
Yep.
And also the Mask of the Pouncing Legs. This is like turn 1. This was done off a 4-card hand.
This is turn 1. 4-card hand. Life totals are 14 to 40. And this turn is a Salt the Wound. This is coming in for 7, I believe.
A solid 50% of the life total. And May also still has a card to like arsenal after all of this. Is this how she got to the top 8? Is this what she's been doing to opponents all event? Like, we've seen one of her games so far, but this is ridiculous.
Is this bullying?
I mean,
of course I will.
We don't condone bullying in the Rainbow Pitch League, but this, unless you're Tilly, is hard to be upset by. If you're Tilly, you can be very upset. We'll allow that.
It will allow you to be upset. But Tilly is coming back with a... Oh my goodness.
I was just about to say that this feels like the same turn 0 play, and then we're getting the same thing. This is getting popped. This time there's more cards available to her, and she's happy to use the resource to use the Footsteps this time.
Yeah,
nope, we're getting a Halo activation instead.
Okay.
So we're getting the Figment of Triumph, and we're letting this attack go through. We're going to get the soul, and actually the Halo's super great here. Not just because it means the attack hits and all that. There are no defense reactions. I'm lying. There's a sink below, potentially. And May's list. But should this hit, this means you can now get Erudition out, draw a couple cards, and like try to have a bigger turn to get back into this game. And then May's gonna have to like take all that damage just to try to clear that Erudition, because if you leave Soraya at the board, that's a bad time for you. And
looks like there was no sink, just taking 3 here.
And like, if you're May, there's a line you can take where maybe you block it out fully, in addition to popping, just to make sure the second soul doesn't get in, but then you're giving up a lot of tempo, and letting Tilly just continue with more cards anyway, nonetheless. It would deny an angel attack this turn. That's about the benefit to it, and maybe May's just thinking that she needs to keep the cards in hand because she expects Erudition to come out, which is a fair assumption. So here we go. There's the soul getting banished to get Erudition, and that is the Figment that is getting flipped this turn. 4-0 resources thanks to that full art. Empyrean Rapture. Pitching in blue here, leaving some resources over for the next card to be played this turn, and I think like a super powerful play that Tilly could be going for here is trying to draw resources to play an Arclight Sentinel. She did pitch one on the first turn of the game, turn 0. But there is means to play an Arclight Sentinel here if she likes, and that would explain why she wasn't able to follow up her tech last turn. But instead we're going for another Herald of Judgment. And if I'm not mistaken, this one's actually very good against Katsu. not quite the card you usually expect to be good into a deck that isn't known for banishing cards per se, but then you have to remember that Katsu's ability does actually banish when you use the Katsu trigger. So Herald of Judgment specifically says, when this hits, defending hero can't play cards in their banish zone until the end of their next turn. So this does actually stifle the Katsu ability and Mei's potential to maybe try to sneak through a combo line despite harsh defenses.
Yeah, this is really interesting here.
And this is fantastic for Tilly in terms of getting back into this game. You don't have the action points to keep on doing anything else, so the fact that she was able to just play a couple more instants, getting 6 more points of damage for 2 cards, which is about on rate for Prism, or most heroes, but crucially, it means that her arsenal is now free for this Ponder token to put something in there, and save it being like a Fable or something. That's kind of what you really want, and now her position looks pretty okay. You get to find Figment of Protection here to get some Spectral Shields, defend your life total a little bit more with now 5 ward minimum. You can stop the Edge of Autumn threatening the Soraya, and you still get to arsenal a card, and you get the soul from that hit. I can understand why Tilly chose to take 25 damage on turn 1.
Turn 1, yeah. Yeah, this is, I think, I don't know enough about Prism to say best case scenario, but this was a really powerful turn from Tilly to get back into this game. That was turn 2 of the game, and the life totals are 7-21. What is going on here? Oh, this is familiar again. Opening up with a Surging Strike for 5. Go again.
Is every turn of this game going to be like this? Just Yellow Watching Herald into Surging Strike? Kind of the perfect card there. Dealing 5, making sure you get rid of the Spectre Shield and the Soraya. Huge there. Mei did give Tilly the opportunity to block it out and kind of stop her from dealing with those cards if she wanted to, but it would have been a hefty cost. Tilly, respecting that, she can't just keep on defending that Soraya, gave it up. And even then, that's still a lot of power from Figment of Erudition. We have another attack here, I think. What attack is this? I can't quite tell what it is, sorry.
Yeah, I was hoping that you would know.
This is Descending Gust Wave.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's I know this art, but the card is not coming to me. Let's hope that Kiki says it. But yeah, you're correct. This is Descending Gust Wave. Of course, a combo card. If Surging Strike was the last attack this combat chain, this costs 1 less, which is why we saw it come in for 0. And it has +2 Go Again. So this is coming in another 5 with Go Again.
Oof. And Tilly just taking it. This Edge of Autumn now threatening 50% of her life total. And while, the downside of Mei not having access to the Kodachi lock kind of here is kind of nullified by the fact that the Okana Scar Wraps is such a powerful equipment piece to have. Kind of like a Breaking Scales, but works on any attack, I believe. Which means that as soon as Tilly's on 1, you have to overblock every attack or risk losing the game.
Yeah. Do you believe... Sorry, just pulling up. Yeah, Okana Scar Wraps does read Banish Edge of Autumn, and target ninja attack action card gets +1.
Oh, ninja attack action card. Okay, so you can't use it on Command and Conquer. That was a lie. You can use it on Enact Vengeance. So there's definitely a lot of targets for this.
Yeah.
And Mei deciding just to arsenal that last card after getting a card out of Tilly's hand was happy to just kind of make sure she's able to block out, prevent some soul. There's no Soraya need to worry about here. So as long as you stop things getting too out of hand, you can then start grinding away at Tilly's hand during your own turn. And here we have arguably my favorite card in the game. It's Herald of Protection. I can't tell what color this one is. Hopefully this damage counter will tell me 7. So this is best case scenario here. It's difficult to block without it being popped, obviously, and also gives you a Spectre Shield back that you can kind of use to buff your life total again. Should this hit, you can then kind of get in with Figment of Protection to give yourself even more Spectral Shields to... Golly, there's been a popper every turn.
Yeah, I don't know. We're like, oh, there's 7 poppers in this list. We know how many there are, and we've seen one every turn.
Mm-hmm. And not only have we seen one, we've seen exactly one, which is where Mei wants to be as the Katsu player going into Prism.
Yeah.
Like, because they're kind of unplayable. They take a lot of resources, and, like, you know, you have the backup plan of Hardened Cross Trap, but you really don't want to be doing that. You want to block with one card if possible. Stop a powerful on-hit, like this, Herald of Protection. Me claiming it's my favorite card and then immediately forgetting its name.
Happens.
But, and this is an on defend as well, so you still get the effect of this because, you know, the 2 triggers go on the stack, the Phantasm and the Call for Backup, so Mei gets the choice of 2 cards for Tilly to put one on top and one to the Banner Zone. And Mei heavily suggesting that she has a Surging Strike here because she's putting 2 cards that combo immediately after a Surging Strike, and with that Hardened Cross Trap, that's a 0 resource turn, potentially. So Tilly can't be too thrilled about this.
Yeah, could it possibly be the 3rd red Surging Strike?
Well, I'm having a look at Mei's list right now, and there's no yellow Surging Strike. There is Be Like Water, which does act like more Surging Strikes. That doesn't quite combo necessarily as well with the Hardened Cross Trap, but it's definitely still an option just to make your turn go wide.
No blue. It's just red Surging Strike that Mei runs.
Yes. Yeah. And 3 Be Like Water.
Oh, there is yellow Surging Strike.
Oh, there is. Literally, it's the only yellow card I didn't read on this list. I was like reading through all of them. I'm like, yeah, okay. No yellow Surging Strike. Okay, I thought that was bold, but this does heavily suggest to me that we are seeing another Surging Strike here. The Herald of Protection gets popped, which was rough. Okay, so there's the slight punish for the sequencing there, because now we have an attack that doesn't have an on-hit other than going to Soul. Mei kind of happy to just take this one, like, and come back with a 3-card hand plus Arsenal. But, you know, Tilly just deciding that Mei doesn't have the popper there goes for the more impactful Phantasm first rather than switch it the other way around. Trying to kind of high roll it and hope that the first Herald will hit so she can flip and attack with Protection first. Maybe Arsenal one of those cards rather than attacking with this, but you know, you gotta do what you gotta do, keep on applying pressure, and we are getting a Courage token courtesy of Figment of War, and that's the one getting flipped this turn. Just, you know, this is one that you're happy to sacrifice, I guess, at this point in the game.
Yeah.
And that Courage token is not nothing. Like, when you pair the Courage with the yellow Heralds, they become 7 powers for the most part. Actually, in this list, all of them become 7 powers other than Erudition, so. Actually, taking Erudition to 6 is also important, now that I think about it, because that arm piece blocks for 2. And we've already seen 2 Angelic Wrath.
I think we can expect a big turn here from Mei.
Mm-hmm.
She only needs to leak 2 points of damage to win this game. But Tilly has done a really great job of trying to rebuild some board state and also setting herself up a little bit for the next turn if she gets one with that Courage token.
We have a little bit of a pump fake there, signaling that Mei wanted to attack with the Edge of Autumn and then deciding against that. You know, Like, she's very clearly trying to threaten this angel with the Edge of Autumn as a way to, like, efficiently sort of deal with the angel, or maybe force a Phantasmal Footsteps block here. Katsu not known for breaking the combat chain, so it's kind of fine that Footsteps not going to block more than once. Here we go. And we have a blue pitched here, leaving Tilly with 2 resources, meaning she still has the opportunity to flip another Figment this turn. And here's that Be Like Water. So this is 0 cost 3 with Go Again. You can pay 1 to change its name if it hits. I know a lot of Flesh and Blood cards, but not all of them encyclopedically. Yeah, when this hits. So this is a hit trigger. It can get blocked out, or the angel can jump in front of it to stop it from becoming a Surging Strike and letting the combo chain kind of go off there. So in no world is May expecting this to hit. And the combo card that she picked up on top of her deck... Oh, it's on top of her deck. It's not in her hand. Sorry. Never mind. There was... I got so excited at the thought of like another Surging Strike line that I forgot that it wasn't actually in hand. But we are giving up an angel for this Be Like Water, making sure there's nothing there. And here we have Descendant Gust Wave Yellow, which, even if you have to pay resources for it, is always a go again 2 damage attack. And Tilly is on 2. This does demand another card.
Yep.
And May's now at the tough decision of like whether she arsenals this last card or not, and we can kind of see why she tanked on this turn a little bit. This has not been anywhere near as threatening as the previous 4-card hands we've seen. And, you know, if she sees enough of these low power hands, then Tilly has the opportunity to sneak back into this game. So this is kind of a crucial decision of whether this card is more impactful being played now to take a card out of Tilly's hand, which it may not even do because of those 2 floating resources, or to arsenal. And it does look like the arsenal is the choice, so going up to potentially 5 cards to use in this turn cycle, but Tilly does have the ability to throw an angel. Oh, sorry, a herald rather, and then should this hit, we can flip another Figment and gain 4 life, potentially. Well, essentially, up to 4 life.
That's right, yeah. Is this a Herald of Triumph?
Mm-hmm.
What is this?
I believe that was a Red Herald Triumph. They got the +1 from the Courage, coming in for 8.
And May just happy to take that.
Yeah, I mean, when you have 5 cards in hand...
send it to Tilly's soul.
Exactly. When you have 5 cards in hand and your opponent's on 2, you're kind of not in the mood for blocking, like... It could be time to throw damage, and the fact that, like, May was fairly willing to take that easily, there was no on-hit other than going to soul, you know, suggests to me that this might be the turn where you kind of get in the damage. You can attack with the Edge of Autumn, force the Footsteps potentially to block, and like if Tilly doesn't have a blue, then she can't flip a card on May's turn, flip a Figment. And then at that point, May is going to have enough advantage to kind of stay ahead. So it kind of all comes down to how defensive Tilly's hand is going to be here.
So we are going to open up with the Edge of Autumn again.
And she does have that blue, so flipping a Figment is an option here.
This feels familiar.
It's almost like all of Katsu's cards are exactly the same thing. What is that one?
So...
I suspect this is some... Well, it looks like some sort of bonus as well. Draws a card. I can't tell what that card is. This might be an Ira deck card that just...
I think it's the Legacy of Ikaru, right? Which is target ninja attack gets +1 when this hits. If Edge of Autumn was the last attack this combat chain, draw a card. So...
Right. Oh, I see what was happening. Okay, so this Be Like Water was thrown at the Angel rather than Tilly's life total. And then giving the +1 clears that, but you also get the card draw, the Katsu trigger. You gotta get everything out of it. And it
guarantees the card draw.
Yeah. And that's a Bonds just sitting there after this Whelming Gust Wave. So we are looking for the big damage turn here.
Now, when you're at 2 life, seeing the Bonds come out is a little scary.
Not quite a happy place to be, like, especially because Tilly only has 3 cards in hand. If you're gonna have to give up those cards, then the Katsu once again is gonna be able to attack you, and she's run out of soul. Oh my goodness. So this giving +1 means that this Whelming Gust Wave is now going to hit as well, and now allowing May to be able to draw another card, and we may just have to see the ward being used here, just to prevent that card draw. There we go. So we're creating Spectral Shield to create that 1 ward. And now May has the option to activate these Arcana Scar Wraps here, or to just let this go. And it looks like letting it go is the option here. We can save it for another attack potentially. It means that Tilly does have to respect the fact that there's still 1 potential damage happening. Though she does have the 1 resource to activate the Vestige. Not the Vestige, the Empyrean Rapture's ward ability as well. This feels like a warrior.
So it looks like the Enact Vengeance was sent to banish and grabbed from the deck off of the Bonds.
Yeah, and the Edge of Autumn's already been used as an attack, so I don't expect this to have the combo, but also at this point, you don't need the combo, you just need damage. Yeah. And May can just break the combat chain after this and come in for 6. And that's probably a good enough number if I had to guess. Or she can pitch to play it, even, if she wants to.
Yeah. Down to 1?
Mm-hmm. And there we go, pitch
yeah,
into
it looks
play.
like we're just going to get the pitch to come in for 6.
6 damage is enough, There's the Soul Shield being unable to be played because of the resources, and that is the game. Congratulations to our number 1 seed May for taking out Tilly and moving on to the semi-finals.
That was a great game. And we will catch y'all on the recap. So.
See you there.
Well, that is our first game of Top 8 done and complete. Congratulations to May, who will be moving on to the Top 4. What were your thoughts?
That's kind of how I expected the game to go. It can kind of go either way. I don't think it's particularly favored either way, but it did show exactly what happens once you get ahead as either player. In this case, May was the one who was able to claim the advantage, going second, having that absolutely absurd first turn that forced Tilly to take 25 damage if she wanted a chance to get back into the game, and she did a great job, Tilly did, and getting back into the game, like I mentioned, through that Soraya activation, through various kind of abilities to continually apply pressure. There was the one turn where if the Herald Protection hits, we could be looking at a completely different game. The tempo changes entirely, there's a little bit more defense on Tilly's side, but those poppers, you don't have to see too many of them, especially if the game's only going 4 turns. seeing 2, 3. Yeah.
There was at least
There's 3 poppers, yeah.
Yeah, there was at least 3 poppers.
So seeing that many in like 4 turns-ish. I think there's 4 turns. That's ridiculous. But that's exactly what you want to see if you're Katsu, if you're Mei.
I think it was 3 defensive turns like in a row that Mei saw poppers, and that includes one of them being turn 0. So yeah, I don't know that you can wish for anything better than that as a Katsu player. It was really well played from both players. That game just kind of, I mean, they came right out the gate swinging. Both players just immediately, Mei of course did a really great job stopping Tilly's turn 0 with that popper. But then, of course, taking Tilly all the way down to, what was it, like 14 life, turn 1?
7.
Okay, it was 7. I couldn't remember if it was 14 or 7.
We saw the Breeze Rider Boots activation into the Salt the Wound.
Right, correct, on turn 1.
Turn 1.
Literally. Yeah, but then being taken down all the way to 7 life, Tilly did a great job of staying in that game and coming back from it. So really well played from both players. This is why they're in the top 8. And yeah, we'll see how far Mei can go. We
will indeed. But until then, there's still 3 more games of quarterfinals action, because we are bringing to you every top 8 game as we've done in the past. We don't want you to miss a single piece of flesh and blood action here at the Rainbow Pitch League. So make sure you keep an eye out for those, and until then, we will see you next time.